So here's a procedure for today. So Freddie will introduce. So we'll recap for the period before launch. So he will talk about the what's happened and what will be planned. And B Meta will introduce about the Tokemak proposal. So currently the policy and the treasury team is developing right now. And I'm gonna talk about a bit more about the treasury and how we're gonna benefit from the treasury management. So that's the third part. And then regarding we have Reggie from DAO project team. So he will introduce himself a bit, and then we'll jump to the DAO management. And then we come to the hyper. So we have the MetaHash light paper ready, and we're gonna introduce a bit about it. And we'll cover two more questions from you guys, and that's a procedure for today. Okay, so let's jump to the recap for the period before launch from Freddy. Hey, Freddy, you there? You might need to quit and join again. Might have
Every
the same problem
AMA.
before. Every time the same. At the time we are waiting for Freddy, probably we can just ask for Reggie to introduce yourself a bit. As last time Renegade lost about the internet last time, so yeah.
No problem. I'm assuming you can all hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Oh, good.
So I can either stop
Freddy.
and let Freddie carry on if you'd like.
Well, you know.
Yeah, back. You're back.
Okay, that's better. All right, sorry. Yeah, so just to recap on where we've been for the past few weeks and where we are now. So a lot has happened. I mean, just what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? We've accomplished a lot. We've completed the NFT auction, right? That went off really well. Everything went smoothly there. We completed the LBP. Again, everything went smoothly. We got the platform launched on time, on schedule, right? We completed the airdrop for all the previous holders and all the NFTs and the LBP, and we also implemented the A-gas conversion, right? So that for all the people who bought on the LBP, they can convert their A-gas to regular gas tokens. So in just a few short weeks, we accomplished all of that. And in the next couple of days, we're going to have the 4.4 implemented. We're going to have the bonds online, and then we're going to have the WS gas staking, so that people can start voting and they can start receiving their bribes, right? And once the WS gas staking is live, and people who the bribes that have accumulated can be paid out, right? So, and also we've in the past couple of weeks, the DAO structure has been put together. We've got over 100 people now working in the DAO working groups, the DAO server, working on policy, working on research, treasury, marketing, design, everything. We've got a whole team over there working on all different aspects, and we've all got a whole structure in place now. So, I just want to recap this because I want to give people a sense of just how solid the project is, right? You think about all these things that have been accomplished in just a few short weeks, right? All the technology that's been built, everything's run smoothly. The team that's been put together, the DAO server. I mean, we've really got a good engine that we built here, right? And so you think about all these things that have been accomplished and the things that have been the structure that's been built. So now we're ready to move forward in the governance space with all of these assets and all this technology, and we've shown that we can build these things quickly when we need to, and we can create new things and bring them online when they need to be, right? So I think really, when people are asking about the project and can this project succeed, and I mean you just need to look at what's been accomplished in the last few weeks, right? All the things that have come online on schedule, all the different technology that's been built. So I mean that should give people a lot of confidence, I think. Plus the fact that we've now got this great team in the DAO server that's going to be, finding new opportunities in the GovFi space, the governance space, And so yeah, so we're really in a good position. I mean, I understand people are a little bit concerned about the price here and there, but really, if you want to look at what we've built and how quickly we've built it, then I think that should give a lot of people confidence. So with that, the next few moves we're going to make is going to be, building the treasury, which I think Carrot is going to talk about in a second, and also our Tokemak strategy. But the main thing we're focused on again is governance as a service, right? We're focused on governance, the governance space, GovFi, and so hopefully we've built a pretty solid, framework and good technology and good team. So now we're ready to go after it. There's a lot of opportunities right now this year in GovFi. A lot of projects are switching to the VE tokens format. So we're really we're in a good position. We got the right strategy and we're ready to go for it. So yeah. So when you're thinking about it, just look how far we've come and what we've built and what we're ready to use going forward. So, Garrett.
Alrighty. So yeah, good one, Freddie. So we have got like Freddie introduced about the recap for what we have done, and then we're gonna go into the Tokemak. So the proposal, the treasury team, and also policy team is being developed in the past weeks. And so that one is really interesting. The reason for us to not having like that much of the liquidity back in the launch is due to this proposal. So we're gonna have B Meta and also Reggie introduce about it a little bit, and to get you guys updated on what we have done and what's going to happen, and which is will benefit the whole community and all investors. Okay, I'll pass on to B Meta.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start with talking about the Tokemak, one of the biggest player for in the governance area, and we've been reviewing a lot of options on how to invest in Tokemak to get the most out of it for our treasury growth or even the attention wise. So we are eager to list this thing called Core 3. Is their collateralization of reactor events. Basically, is whoever get in reactor events, whoever get on top of the list, have the rights to create a pool on Toke, and in that way, we can bring more liquidity to the gas, and besides that, more attention to our project, and actually earnings from providing liquidity of gas and earning Toke from it. And I'm gonna introduce you guys to our DAO manager Uji. Yeah, and he's gonna talk more into the proposal.
Hi guys, so I'm Ouija.
Oh yeah, Ouija, sorry.
Yeah, well, Ouija or Ouija, I'm happy with both. I work under B Meta in the DAO project management, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. I also work with Holy and a few other guys for the policy and the treasury team, and I like to dip into the research once in a while. I've been here since the Meta project, so the second week I've been here for a while and just trying to help out, and I just got more and more involved as time went on. I'm not very active in chat. I'm more in the work server than I am in the community, but I do dip in every now and again. So I'll apologise for not being more active. I do try. So on to Tokemak then. So as B Meta said, its main aim is basically to generate deep and sustainable liquidity for DeFi. That's its thing within Web3. And basically liquidity is being able to achieve high volumes of trade within the market. Now, the way that Tokemak does this is it's got obviously its core events and its reactors, and it's got core roles within these projects, within the project, I should say. And that's the role of an LP, a liquidity provider, which is basically people who lend their tokens or money to the protocol. And then they've got what they call liquidity directors. And basically that's what that functions as, is they use Toke, which is their kind of governance token and also their general use token. It's got a few different things, although it's still being built out. And they vote to be able to basically direct this liquidity to different market makers. which means that you can direct your liquidity to the place that's going to get you the most trades, basically. And we would earn off that as well. So it helps bring the revenue to us as well as earning Toke. And Toke obviously has its value too, not only in monetary value, but its governance value, which is it feeds into our wider picture, or our wider values as a DAO and where we're heading to. So that's kind of the general overview of that. It's got some really interesting features, such as kind of how it collateralizes things, or the assets with what they call T assets. And then something called safeguarding, liquidity provider safeguarding, which basically helps to eliminate, or not eliminate, but try to avoid the adverse effects of being liquidated, basically, in a sense. And it's just how they pull operational surpluses to be able to balance these reactors. And they also have backstops, which is another safety guard mechanism, and guardrails, which slowly lower over time as these protocols or these reactors get bigger and more popular. So what we're trying to do is establish one of these reactors. Now, there's a few ways that we can do this, and we've been looking into all our different options, but that seems to be the most profitable, and I think that's where we're heading with it. We've done a lot of research in there. There's a lot of big reliable protocols involved in this. They've been audited 3 times, never had a breach in security. They've been audited twice, so they're undergoing a 3rd audit. So they're clearly quite solid. I think for the short to medium term, it's a solid play. Long term, it's alongside CVX as in risk management. So I think we're pretty happy with that. It's pretty solid play. I think it plays into our strategy quite well. We're about 70% done with what we call the Congruent treasury allocation proposal, and we're just waiting on a few of the team members to fill out their part, and we're essentially will be pretty close to good to go with that. So that's what we've been working on for the Toke proposal, as well as a few other things concerning the policy and treasury management. What I will say is that, just to echo BMeta and Freddie there, is that we're positioned kind of just almost perfectly for this, what's happening with the voting escrow tokens, and all these vote lock tokens. We're positioning ourselves to take full advantage of this, and we've also got more than one string to our bow. So we're not just buying these assets, they're bringing revenue to our protocol. The more revenue we bring, the more we can suck up. And this doesn't have to be just on governance tokens. We can have a base revenue as well. And all these different kind of strings to our bow will help drive the revenue up. As we drive the revenue up, some goes back to the protocol to help build this. And it's basically a positive feedback loop. The trick is that we've learned from a lot of the other mistakes that DAOs have made. We've got a lot more strict rules and protocols in place to be able to manage this, and it's all going to be managed or approved by the DAO and then managed by the teams. So you don't have to make a million decisions, but you make the main ones, and we basically just go away and we enact your decisions. And it's going to build the protocol up. It's got its own revenue driver plus everyone else that's involved, and it's just going to be huge. So we've positioned ourselves really, really well. I'm looking forward to it. What I'll do is, so I don't keep on talking forever, is I'll just quickly brief over what we've done as a management team. Renegade was going to cover that with you before, but technical difficulties disagreed. So as part of the management or the project management team, we've developed a Notion page which operates for the DAO work server. What we've done is we've helped create, in line with the core team, a constitution which will be going live soon, as to how the DAO operates, the fundamental guidelines of how we operate, which is needed. A lot of DAOs lack this, and it doesn't speak to being a true DAO. So again, idealism-wise, we're trying to achieve what you guys want, and I think is what we all want as holders all together now. So that's gonna help us. We've also developed a team dashboard. So they go through departments and teams, and each team has a specific role that they play, which helps us basically narrow down whose expertise are best served within the DAO, and then direct that work effort in a task-driven or project-driven manner. And it basically helps direct us and really produce work, which is something that, again, a lot of other projects have lacked in the past. So the idea of a decentralized kind of autonomous organization is the fact that it needs to be organized, otherwise it's just chaos. So that's what we've done there. We've also got the kind of the incentives down for the team as well, and basically scoped out a massive framework. So the workflow of the DAO is streamlined, simple, allows intercommunication between the teams, and then we've developed templates. So, for instance, the allocation proposal that I'm working on now with the team, we have to run through these things. So we have to be open, honest, and transparent. It gets pushed to you guys. You can see everything we've done once we've collated it into something that's actually a product for you guys to be able to pass judgment on, and then push it out to you. So you get these well-researched, again, that's with the research team, products that are put together for you. So that's one of the functions there. And we're going to build these out over time as well. So this is just the start of it, but it's all the groundwork has been laid for how we do this, and it's we have clear lines of communication as much as we can, so things don't get so fuzzy and lost. So there's a lot of work that we've done there. And we're hoping to just kind of keep on building on it and keep on improving on it. That's what I'm sure Renegade would have told you last time. So that's everything from me. If there's any questions, you can always kind of throw me a DM or contact me on one of the servers, and I'll try my best to get back to you. I think that's everything, unless there's any questions for me from the group.
Alrighty, thanks for the introduction and all the good works from Reggie and also the DAO project team. So it's been like 2 to 3 weeks, and they've been worked really hard on the DAO structure, the DAO book, the Notion, that kind of stuff. And they're just trying their best to keep the transparency of the DAO. So that's what we are actually trying to do. So the first one, so it's like, so if you guys have read through the doc book we updated before, so there's 2 objects, right? So the one is to be a symbol of power and influence by not only representing governance control, but the lucrative yields that go along with that control. So that's the first one. The second one will be like the Congruent DAO is a company working model for efficient governance. So whereby the DAO workflow and governance systems are used to solve real-world issues. So for that 2 objectives, that bring us to the treasury management as well. So I just want to introduce a bit about that as well. So the narrative is like, so if you guys have read through the DAO book, so it's totally different with redacted. So someone in the last AMA asked, so what's the difference between congruent and redacted? And for now, so redacted is focused on the receiving bribes, that kind of stuff. So congruent is actually trying to fix the governance issues, so which can be referred to the DAO book and how congruent joined the governance wars. So in the what is governance efficiency? So that's where you can refer to. And so there's 2. So the first one is curve wars. So that's the first one. Another one is the V33, which Andrew Crongy mentioned before. So that's the solution. And both of them are good at like the so in their part, but the so governance efficiency is not being resolved. So that's where the Congruent will focusing on. So on the governance efficiency. So we're performing like, so there's issue in the governance token or projects. So Congruent is going to fix that, and we're gonna accumulating more governance tokens by doing that way. And so I just want to introduce a bit about that as well. So for the treasury management, so there's a proposal being raised in the policy team. I just want to bring that briefly so you guys can understand so what we want you to do. So currently we just host like roughly 15 million in stablecoins, right? So by accumulating the governance tokens, so another way we can do is start to use the kind of the stable coins. So we're using to generate more income, and the income we generate so can be used to purchase the governance tokens. So in that way, we're accumulating the governance tokens in a sustainable way, and in that way, so we're not waste the treasury assets, but that's just a proposal also being discussed in the policy and treasury team. So for example, so we are like we're proposed to purchase like GLP tokens, so with like 5 million, and we're gonna conduct the liquidity mining because of the backing of the GLP. It's roughly is like 50% of BTC and ETH. So that's a rough idea. So the rest of them being stable coins, so volatility should be quite mild. So it can be understandable. Like so, that's one strategy we are going to consider because that's not being processed as a proposal, as we are so following the voting structure and also the DAO structure. So for every idea is being raised, it needs to be approved by the policy team or the treasury team, and then it gets to everyone to vote on it. So we're gonna follow that one, and then so in that strategy, so the rest of them will be used to as a stablecoin liquidity mining on Convex, and the rewards we got so will be used to help us accumulate the governance tokens, which is in alliance with our relative and all our objectives. And in terms of the bribes income, so users will receive that in like so as mentioned by the dev team. So we'll be really quick, probably in 2 weeks, and we can receive the bribe income. So that's being accumulated. So it's not going anywhere, but it's being accumulated and goes to you guys. So that's another part. So I just want to introduce that. So there will be like diversity of the income for our investors, right? And so the main thing is, so Congruent is going into a field that's really promising, which is different with the protocols with all the products on the market. So that will be a really innovative one. I just want to introduce about it, and I kindly ask you guys to work through the doc we updated before, so you guys may have a better understanding on what we are doing right now. So it's quite different with what being raised before, and it's a the area that will bring Congruent to another level. So that's a bit about the strategy and also the doc we developed, and then I will just hand it over to Hyper. So he will introduce about the light paper of MetaHash.
Yeah, hey guys. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
sorry, I had to go on mute on the stream for like a few seconds to fix some technical issues, but the stream is back up. Awesome. Yeah, so MetaHash. So for those of you who know, we launched and had our vote on the phase one proposal, I think it was back in like early December, something like that. Late November to early December. It's been a long time, guys. It's been like a month and a half. It's time flies when you have fun, right? So ideally, we were looking through the proposal and stuff, and since then, we've been working really hard on phase one, and we ended up having to change some things from in the proposal for our game because in game development things change over time. But most notably the tokenomics and then the narrative. We just had to change that up a bit to make it so it's more doable and makes sense. So we were thinking, since we have these changes, and they're kind of different than the proposal, we need to communicate this with you guys, the people who voted for the proposal. So we were like, we need to get you guys up to speed on what we're doing, and you guys can submit your community feedback and suggestions on that and stuff. So lo and behold, we drafted up a white paper, light paper, not white paper, light paper, which is basically a super cool presentation that I posted in public check right now. That includes the groundwork of what Phase 1 is going to be now. And what has changed, including some sneak peek, some concept art, and some finalized looks at how the prototype of Phase 1 is going to look and how Phase 1 is going to be in general for the staking mechanism as such. So anything you have questions on regarding what is Meta Ash, what is, the tokenomics, the narrative, with the pricing and stuff like that, it's all in the light paper. You can take a read for yourself, share it with your friends. We're going to use it to talk to other teams and games and stuff. So hopefully when we start doing partnerships, we're going to use that as like a good groundbreaker. But yeah, you're more than welcome to take a look at it, post any feedback or any ideas in our Discord, which I guess, if you can link to that, that would be great. Yeah, other than that, we are still doing the Give Lab verification thing, where ideally those who participated in the Give Lab whitelist spot contest back in December, we said that there's going to be 3,000 whitelist spot winners. We launched a verification program, I believe it was like last week or a week and a half ago, to verify those who submitted their addresses for that contest. So we know who you are, we can contact you and give you a whitelist role on our Discord. So if you do believe you are one of those people who actually participated in that, please go to our Discord and follow the instructions by going to the GiveLab Verify channel to verify your prompt and wait for further announcements. Other than that, we are going to have more whitelist spots in the future. We're gearing up for more whitelist spots campaigns, which is exciting. We're just finishing some stuff up in the marketing side before we do those, so feel free to stay tuned in our Discord for more exciting stuff regarding whitelist spots and also a cool early access sneak peek opportunity with Ash Visionaries, which we will talk more about in the near future. But yeah, thanks guys. If you have any questions about Meta Ash, please let me know. We have weekly meetings every Saturday. They're fully transparent. You're more welcome to join. If you can't, they're recorded. Yeah, see you around.
Thanks, Hyper. Yeah, so everyone feel free to join the MetaAsh Discord. So that's open to everyone as it's a DAO established game, DAO established project. So everyone feel free to join and see if you can help or if you can participate in any way you like. Okay, so that's pretty much for today, and I'll just introduce a bit about the questions being asked, and which is the question from Kama. So he collected the question. So what about all gas that was not sold in LBP? Will it be locked as treasury money? It wouldn't make sense since treasury gets 50%. So that question is not like that. So the gas remain in the LBP. So the part of it goes to the LP tokens. So that goes to the treasury swap, and the remaining part, so that one will goes to the Tokemak, right? So as I mentioned by Reggie and also B Meta, so we have a proposal to get listed on Tokemak and also Core 3, and in that way, so we need to stake the gas, so as a liquidity, and in that way, so we can also having the token as mining output, mining rewards, that in that way. So before that, there is also a the swap between gas and also token before the core release voting. So we don't know the quantity yet. So that's why that's like a reserve, and just want to clarify down that question. And that's pretty much so the most frequently asked question from users. And hope you guys enjoyed the introduction from Reggie, from Hyper, from BMeta, from Freddy. And hope you guys can have a lovely weekend. And that's about it for today.
yeah, stay tuned for some exciting Metash announcements. Hopefully in the coming week or week and a half. We're gearing up our marketing antics and stuff. We're working really hard on the prototype. I just saw the first iteration of it over a Saturday, and the team's doing really exciting stuff with it. So yeah, we'll see you guys around. Super exciting stuff.
All right, guys, have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.